Okay, so there are various pictures of the suspected Highland Park shooter surfacing across the internet. Okay, and there's all sorts of connections, right? Highland, right? The Ebo landing. Okay, manifest destiny, the ship's manifest. And we'll connect all this in shortly. Listen carefully. I'm 100% sure that I'm right about this. In a kind of comics and magic card store in Morgan Hill that I go by all the time, there is a poster that says, "Where's Waldo?" One of the pictures surfacing of this guy is a Wells Waldo picture, where he's supposedly dressed as Waldo at the parade, okay? And other pictures have him with red and green hair. It's not a coincidence that these shooters a lot often look like occultists. They are. The red hair stands for Waldo, okay? He wears red and white. It's also the color of Safeway, which I go to all the time, and is a meeting point. I can't say at what time to be consistent with the rule on Facebook. And for whatever reason, strangers seem to come in there, and they are tall, and they have glasses. Sometimes they have hooded sweaters, and they're trying to confuse who I am. So there's that application. There's several applications of this. The other is a picture that I've often used to prove definitively that I'm right. I've used it at least 5, 6 times. That that it's sex cults doing this, right? And it has a guy who's dressed in all black, like a psyop black, okay, with a white stripe on his right arm, and he has some kind of hat like the Freemasons wear, some kind of a pimp hat, game player hat, and some kind of dark glasses, which is typical of psyops and shady characters and neighborhood watch suspicious characters. And he's on the far left of the picture, okay, and he is dressed like the Riddler. So the green on the guy's hair, the suspect, is the color of the Riddler's green with question marks, right? So it says question mark, who is this guy? It's symbolic of it is a riddle, okay? And he's kind of British-ish looking, right? British occultist, for example, Aleister Crowley, probably the most famous occultist in the world, in history at this point, was in the British intelligence. And of course, intelligence agencies are obviously playing stupid. They don't release this information to the public, so they're obviously part of it. FBI scrambled his fib, CIA, CI Alpha, so on and so forth. So these are a bunch of betas who descend from wig-wearing people, okay? And they're like, hey, look up to us. In fact, in the picture, there are paintings of older, people wore wigs, kind of looking like Mona Lisa and so on and so forth. Going back to Da Vinci, who made the Mona Lisa, his Vitruvian Man, right? Because they want people to look up to people with their mind, body, soul, spirit, mental state, sexual habits, what have you, and they're basically pervs, right? Panty raid guys, fraternity raping chicks, they're pervs. And they've gone the distance to try to make it so that everyone else seems inferior and like a less suitable mate, right? Political climate, right? Lie, mate, right? Estimate. Estimation, EST for estimate, I mate. Okay, animate, right? Animate. Animus meaning spirit, animation, and it was somewhat of an animation. It's a drawing, one way or another, that of the picture that you'll see in the other parts of this video series with the, actually I put it on the screen, and of the Riddler, who's in that picture, okay? But the more important, where's Waldo, is where is Christ, the Son of God? And these people went the distance to try to discredit me. When I was younger, they tried to determine who my friends are and try to make it so that my friends would lead me astray. And they came out with certain movies and music to kind of encourage me to hang out with thugs. I'm not a gang member or a thug, but they did that. And because every group is so unreasonable, and gangsters, to be fair, seem to be the most reasonable when you're a mixed black guy especially. You say, hey, rockers are satanic, okay? These white people go to church, they're hypocrites, they're white supremacists, they're neo-colonialists. These churches, they're priests own slaves and stuff like this. They're way out of touch with morality. So the word scripture is a play on words for crip root. It's like rapture is a play on words for rape root, because they're trying to make erotic desire and rape by deception the main thing. Serapis, who is their image of Jesus, his name scrambled is rapes. It's called an anagram. Okay? So it's a riddle, right? The letters are scrambled. They play scrambled and charades, okay, and bingo and so on and so forth. And this is what is going on. Okay? I'm 100% sure. And if you pretend I'm like some crazy guy, I'm going to say, fuck you, I have a $10 million top martial arts challenge, sparring shows, brain function, among other things. And the sum of the two doctors, one a refugee turned brain surgeon. Who are you? What are your credentials? Even Noam Chomsky doesn't have the same credentials in regards to sanity that I do. Thank you very much.